Yes, that was the final score of the match between PSG and Bayern Munich yesterday. What a match! What a match that was! What a match that was! If you didn't watch that match, if you missed that match, then you've missed potentially the match of the decade. Definitely the match of the year so far. The match of the last few years in the Champions League. That was a banger. That was massive. That was a classic. That was amazing. That was a fantastic football match. That was a proper football match that PSG and Bayern Munich produced last night. And you know what? I don't even know what to say, but to say we'll watch out for the second leg in 7 days time. This time around it's gonna be holding at the Allianz Arena in Munich in Germany. The first leg, which played last night, was played at the Parc de France, the home stadium of Paris Saint-Germain PSG, and it was a spectacle. What a match! What a match! Already at halftime, the scoreline was reading 3-2. 3-2. 5 goals scored by both teams already at halftime. And coming into the second half, we just knew that there were going to be more goals scored. I remember at first half, when the scoreline was still at 1-1, and the commentator along the way said, "Oh, this match definitely is not going to end at 1-1. And my wife chuckled. We were watching the match. Well, she was beside me. I was watching the match. She was doing something else. And she said, "Oh, this guy," the commentator made a remark that it's not going to end 1-1. What was he trying to imply? I'm like, yes, we could tell that it's never going to end at 1-1 because we could already see what was coming, because it wasn't even halfway into the first half and we were seeing 1-1. And both teams kept attacking themselves. It was attack to attack, bumper to bumper, attack from one end of the pitch to the other end of the pitch, attack. I just knew there were going to be a lot of goals scored, but I never anticipated 9 goals to be scored in total. It's crazy. It was crazy. The only other match that I'd watched so far this season that was close to what PSG and Bayern Munich played last night was the match between Bayern Munich and Real Madrid. The quarter-final match between Real Madrid and the second leg of the quarter-final match between Bayern Munich and Real Madrid. There was also a similar, experience where both teams kept scoring themselves, and then at the end, it was Bayern Munich that carried the day, and they qualified to the semi-final stage of the Champions League. Yesterday, it was crazy. It was I'm short of words to even describe what that match was like. It's just crazy. Yeah, that's the type of football that we miss. Back in the day when the likes of Chelsea, Liverpool play at semi-final, the likes of Chelsea, Man U play at the semi-final, the likes of Barcelona, Chelsea will play at semi-final. You just knew that there was gonna be some crazy things happening, and we just saw a semblance of what the Champions League nights used to be like back in the day during the times of the likes of Drogba, Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, Arjen Robben, Frank Ribery, and these iconic UEFA Champions League players that are no longer in the scene. How seriously they used to take Champions League matches. On those Champions League nights, you have to just abandon whatever that you have to do and head straight to the viewing center, or maybe if you have to watch it in the comfort of your home living room, you just make sure you are attended to whatever you needed to do before time, and then when that time comes, just like the anthem was played at the start of this video, Once that song starts singing, you know that yes, you are in for something special. And that was what I saw last night. It was crazy. I'm just happy. I'm just grateful that I didn't miss it. Though I didn't start the match because I had something important doing prior to the match. And I only joined exactly at the time when Harry Kane was about to play the penalty kick. Yes, that was when I started watching the match, and I was glad I didn't miss any goal because I saw it before it was scored. I saw the back-to-back scoring of goals and replying, scoring and replying. You know, I just come here to share my excitement. I've just come here to share the excitement that I felt at watching that match, that wonderful, unforgettable, historic match of Champions League football last night between PSG and Bayern Munich. Kudos to all the players, all the top class players that show the stuff they are made of yesterday. From Kvaratskhelia, I don't know how to pronounce that guy's name very well, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Dembele, Harry Kane, Michael Olise, Manuel Neuer, Kimmich, Due, Dembele, Vitinha. This guy just gave us a spectacle last night, and then we'll never forget that. So tonight, Arsenal are going to be playing. They're going to be locking horns with Atletico Madrid. And please, Arsenal and Atletico, do not give us a boring match, because there's already been this banter going on. There's already been this whole lot of speculation that this tonight's match is just gonna be about defending. It's gonna be all defensive. People were already saying that we shouldn't raise our hopes at all, because the scintillating, attacking, entertaining football match that we had long waited to watch was the one that held last night between Bayern Munich and PSG. But tonight's very fixture had been labeled as haram football. Hopefully we don't get to see any semblance of haram football tonight. I want to watch good football, because this is the semi-final stage of the UEFA Champions League. For crying out loud, Arsenal and Atletico Madrid, do not bore us with your defensive boring game tonight. Give us good football. Let's have something to talk about for the rest of the week. For the next 1 week. Let it not be that, after tonight's match, we'll just go back to talking about only PSG and Bayern Munich's match, and just quickly or hurriedly erase the memory of the Atletico Arsenal match from our minds or from our memory. Let it not be so. Let it be something that football fans worldwide will have a cause to talk about for the coming days and weeks. Please Arsenal, please Atletico Madrid, give us a good spectacle, give us a good football. You guys must have seen what happened last night. Please give us good football, and let us know that, and let us have a feel that we have just watched another semi-final Champions League match, and do not disappoint us. See you guys at the end of tonight's match. For all you neutral watchers or hate watchers, as the case may be, enjoy good football. Arsenal fans, I wish you all the best. Atletico Madrid fans, I wish you all the best. We've got a Nigerian player in the Athletico squad, which is Ademola Lookman. We wish you all the best. And because I'm a Londoner and I support Chelsea, and Arsenal also a London club, well, I wish you guys all the best. May the best team win tonight. Take care, guys. Have a wonderful football experience tonight. Ciao.